Have you ever imagined climbing 2,717 feet in just 60 seconds? Or watching the sunset twice on the same day? Today we're going to tell how the Burj Khalifa broke all the rules of physics and engineering to become much more than the world's tallest building. This Dubai giant hides technological secrets that will surprise you. In this video, we're going to explore the most advanced elevator systems on the planet, discover why it was necessary to import sand from the other side of the world to build it, and reveal how this building manages to stay firm even while swaying 5 feet at the top. We'll also explain how it produces its own drinking water and why its residents need to wait extra minutes to break their fast during Ramadan. Before we start, please leave your name and the city where you're watching our content in the comments. We love knowing where you're following us from. Let's start talking about the foundation of this megastructure. To support 2,717 feet of height, it was necessary to create a concrete base almost 13 feet thick. This base is supported by concrete pillars 5 feet in diameter that were buried deep in the ground. It's as if the building had giant roots that keep it firm on the ground. The Burj Khalifa is not just a residential building. It houses offices, a 160-room Armani hotel, restaurants, spas, and even the world's highest restaurant on the 122nd floor. There are more than 900 residential units that can accommodate up to 10,000 people simultaneously. It's practically a vertical city. The air conditioning of this giant is a challenge in itself. The system pulls air from the upper floors, where the air is cleaner and fresher than at ground level. There are 62 miles of piping to distribute water, plus 132 miles for the emergency fire system, and another 21 miles for the air conditioning system. If you stretched all these pipes, you could go from São Paulo to Rio de Janeiro. The building consumes enough energy to supply a medium-sized city, but compensates part of this consumption with its sustainable systems. In addition to solar panels and humidity water capture, the building was designed with special glass that reflects excessive heat, reducing the need for air conditioning. Let's talk about the elevators and what impresses most: the speed. The Burj Khalifa elevators are not just fast, they are a technological revolution. While a common elevator rises at 7 feet per second, this giant's elevators fly at 33 feet per second. To get an idea, imagine you're on the ground floor, and in just 1 minute, you're already at 1,470 feet high, on the observation platform of the 124th floor. It's as if you had been catapulted up by a rocket. But how is this possible? The answer lies in double-deck cabin technology. Unlike traditional elevators, each Burj Khalifa elevator has 2 floors, one on top of the other. This means that in a single trip, 24 people can go up at the same time. Let's explain simply. It's like a double-decker bus, but vertical. The most impressive thing is that even at this absurd speed, you barely feel you're moving. The engineers installed a special pressurization system that protects your ears, exactly like what happens on airplanes. In addition, each cabin has individual air conditioning and LCD screens to entertain passengers during the climb. Here comes a fact that will shock you. There are 57 elevators and 8 escalators spread throughout the building. The system is so intelligent that it predicts people's movement patterns. During peak hours, elevators are programmed to give priority to floors with higher demand, reducing waiting time. Now we're going to reveal one of the most curious secrets of construction. You would think that in Dubai, a city built in the middle of the desert, sand would be abundant for construction. But that's not what happened. All the sand used in the Burj Khalifa was imported from Canada and Australia. Why? Desert sand is formed by wind and has very smooth and rounded grains, making it useless for construction. In addition, Dubai sand has a reddish color considered inadequate for a project of this magnitude. Let's now tell about one of the most ingenious aspects of the design. The building's shape was not chosen just for beauty. The Y structure was inspired by the Himinocalis flower, a plant typical of the region's desert. But this is not just artistic inspiration. As the building goes up, the petals, or wings of this flower reconfigure, changing the building's shape. This intelligent mechanism drastically reduces wind impact. To understand better, imagine 3 cylindrical towers connected in the center. Each tower has a different orientation, making it so when wind hits one face, the other 2 offer stability. It's a perfect balance system that allows the building to sway only 5 feet at the top during extreme winds. It may seem like a lot, but it's imperceptible to those inside. Here's something nobody tells you. The Burj Khalifa produces its own water. The building's air conditioning system collects moisture from the air and transforms it into drinking water. That's about 15 million gallons of water per year, enough to supply a small city. This water is used to irrigate the gardens around the building and also for internal use. And there's more. The building is covered with solar panels that heat more than 37,000 gallons of water daily. This heated water is distributed to all residents and businesses in the building. It's a perfect example of circular economy in a skyscraper. Let's now explore a unique phenomenon that happens only at the Burj Khalifa. Because of its extraordinary height, it's possible to watch the sunset twice on the same day. How so? You watch the sunset on the ground floor, take the super-fast elevator to the top, and manage to see the sun setting again up there. This happens because Earth's curvature makes the sun remain visible for a few more minutes on the upper floors. This characteristic creates a curious situation during Ramadan. Muslims who live above the 80th floor need to wait 2 extra minutes to break their fast. Those who live above the 150th floor must wait 3 minutes. This happens because technically the sun has not yet set for them, even though it has already set at ground level. Another fascinating aspect is the window cleaning system. The Burj Khalifa has more than 24,000 windows, totaling 1.3 million square feet of glass. To clean all this surface, 36 employees working for 3 to 4 consecutive months are needed. For the upper floors, workers need to rappel down special ropes from the top of the building, like true urban climbers. Now we're going to reveal a number that will impress you. This giant cost $1.5 billion to build. To get an idea of the magnitude, this amount would be enough to build approximately 100 world-standard soccer stadiums. The project faced financial difficulties during the 2008 global economic crisis, and it was thanks to financial support from the President of the United Arab Emirates that the work could be completed. In recognition of this crucial help, the building changed its name from Burj Dubai to Burj Khalifa during its inauguration. But this investment proved extraordinarily profitable. The Burj Khalifa became a money-making machine for Dubai. It receives an impressive 17 million visitors per year, generating more than $620 million just in ticket revenue. This is an amount greater than the GDP of many entire countries. Let's talk about the economic impact this building created. There's something called the Burj effect, which is the real estate appreciation phenomenon that happens around the building. Apartments with views of the Burj Khalifa cost up to 78% more expensive than the city average. The building itself has already sold more than $8 billion in real estate since its inauguration, becoming the individual building with the highest sales volume in all of Dubai. The building was fundamental in transforming Dubai into a world tourist destination. Hotels around the Burj Khalifa had an increase of up to 35% in their occupancy after its inauguration. Tourism today represents 20% of Dubai's total GDP, and the Burj Khalifa is mainly responsible for attracting these millions of visitors. The strategy worked perfectly. Dubai managed to diversify its economy, reducing oil dependence from 50% to less than 1% of GDP. On very clear days with good visibility, it's possible to see Iran from the top of the Burj Khalifa. The distance is approximately 95 miles, which makes it possible to see another country. Imagine the sensation of being in Dubai and being able to see Iran through your apartment window. The building also became a cinema icon. Its most famous appearance was in the movie Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol, where Tom Cruise climbs the building's exterior. But few know that the actor really did most of the stunts, climbing to more than 1,640 feet high with special safety equipment. Here's a fact that illustrates the magnitude of construction. 22 million hours of human work were needed to complete the project. At the peak of construction, more than 12,000 people from more than 100 different countries worked simultaneously at the construction site. If you stacked all the concrete used, it would be enough to build a 7-foot-wide sidewalk that would circle a quarter of planet Earth. Finally, let's talk about the future of skyscrapers and the true importance of the Burj Khalifa. The project was not just about building the world's tallest building. It was a strategic statement from Dubai to the entire world. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Dubai's ruler, wanted to put the city on the world map with something truly sensational, in the words of experts at the time. The construction of the Burj Khalifa was part of a master plan called Downtown Dubai, a mixed development area that includes 30,000 residences, 9 hotels, shopping centers, and even an artificial lake. The goal was to create a new economic center that could compete with cities like New York, London, and Hong Kong. The Burj Khalifa has held the record for 15 years, but this could change soon. Saudi Arabia is building the Jeddah Tower, which promises to be the world's first building 1 kilometer high. But regardless of who breaks the record, the Burj Khalifa has already established itself as a global cultural icon, on the same level as the Eiffel Tower or the Empire State Building. What impresses most about the Burj Khalifa is not just its height, but how it redefined what's possible in modern engineering. It proved that with technology, innovation, and lots of planning, we can literally touch the clouds. This project inspired a new generation of skyscrapers around the world and showed that the limits of civil construction are always being pushed higher. If you were impressed with this information about the Burj Khalifa, leave your like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content about the world's greatest engineering works. We want to know, which mega project would you like us to explore in the next video? Write your suggestion in the comments.